Township, Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County for this evening's conference clash between the hosting Southmoreland Scotties and the visiting Uniontown Red Raiders. The Southmoreland Scotties coming into this contest 12-7 overall. They are 2-5 in the conference. That's good for fourth place in the Whitfield 4A Division III. They are 4-4 at home, 7-2 away, 1-1 at neutral locations. They have scored 1,255 points as a team this season. They have surrendered 1,155 points. You may remember earlier this season when the Southmoreland Scotties paid a visit to the Uniontown Red Raiders in Uniontown, a game that started off very close. The Uniontown Red Raiders slowly but surely were able to pull away, but the Southmoreland Scotties put up a lot of fight, a lot of effort and hustle from that team, and they are still led by Ty Keffer, who averages 23.4 points per game. He is their leading scorer this season. Elijah Myers and Wyatt Richter are their next two leading scorers, both of those players averaging right around 9 points each. You're listening to exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. This is the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides knows there's nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes worked hard to become competitive, plus maintain their study skill. Commissioner Vince Vacides salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. Are you looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years' experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kizmarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from George Dental Associates. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer, has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, and Marcellus gas negotiations, plus family law. Small enough to care and smart enough to win. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. And now welcome back to the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show. We're going to take a moment now and talk about the visiting Uniontown Red Raiders coming into this contest 16-2. They are 7-0 in the conference, 6-0 at home, 4-0 away, 6-2 at neutral locations. They have scored 1,355 points this season, surrendered 778. They did win earlier this week against the Bell Vernon Leopards by a score of 69-52 at home. We are just about set now to open this one up here at Southmoreland High School between the Uniontown Red Raiders and the Scotties. Your starting lineups this evening are brought to you by U.S. Digestive Health and the Southwestern Endoscopy Center in Uniontown. We will pause briefly now as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, and we will share those starting lineups with you as soon as we return. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Southmoreland High School as we bring the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show to a conclusion. And we are prepared now to share your starting lineups for tonight. First, the starting lineups for the Uniontown Red Raiders, who are in their maroon away uniform, white number, white trim. That starting lineup this evening is going to look like this. 00 Notorious Grooms. Number 2, Calvin Winfrey. Number 4, Kadrian McLean. Number 5, Bakari Wallace. And number 34, Jameer Braxton. And the Uniontown Red Raiders now coming out onto the court to the roar of the Uniontown faithful who have followed them out to Westmoreland County and their contingent of cheerleaders who have done a tremendous job this season supporting the boys basketball team. The starting lineup for the hosting Southmoreland Scotties in their home white uniform, red number, red trim, includes number 2, Ronnie Collins, number 5, Elijah Myers, number 11, Ty Keffer, number 12, Wyatt Richter, and number 34, Kelvin Lynn. Those are your starting lineups brought to you this evening by U.S. Digestive Health and the Southwestern Endoscopy Center in Uniontown. We're going to pause now for a word from our sponsors, and when we return, we will be prepared for the jump ball to begin this 7:30 tip. Shop the New Year's sale at Zen's Construction Warehouse on Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Family owned and operated by the Nelson family, Zen's has everything you need for that next home improvement project at deep discounted prices from the big box stores. Phone 724-366-8274 or visit Zen's on Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse. Our surplus, your savings. We are now just a few seconds away from the jump ball to begin this conference matchup between the Uniontown Red Raiders and the Southmoreland Scotties. Don't forget, also, you can check out this evening the Bell Vernon Leopards and Laurel Highlands Mustangs, another conference game occurring here locally to the Fayette County, Westmoreland County area. That one, of course, much anticipated by both the Mustangs and Leopards. And we're ready to jump here. Ball in the air, and it's going to be Kadrian McGlee tipping it back. But the ball is initially picked up here by Southmoreland, and the Scotties are going to have an opportunity to strike first. Here's Keffer, going to move it outside. On the drive, number 5, Elijah Myers. And it's going to be a turnover for the Scotties. It's going to go to the Uniontown Red Raiders. Jameer Braxton going to trigger it in to Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline, pass down low. Our corner, Notorious Grooms. Notorious Grooms, high post to McGlee. Little handoff here to Bakari Wallace. He pops it out from the peg back to Grooms. Up top of the key, Calvin Winfrey for 3. Nothing there. Rebound goes to number 12, Wyatt Richter. Richter going to weave his way through traffic. He's taking it all the way, and he gets tied up at the very last moment. And the jump ball is going to go to the Uniontown Red Raiders. Good break there by Richter. He pushed it up the court. Uniontown Red Raiders moving right to left on your screen. This is Calvin Winfrey across the timeline. He's going to be matched up against Myers. Slips there past Keffer. Hands it off here to Bakari Wallace off the wing, and Wallace gets 2. Uniontown strikes first. 2-0 lead. The Red Raiders press. Going to see what it can do against the Scotties. Working his way through that is Richter. He's going to pop it out here to Keffer for 3. No good. Rebound, Braxton. He feeds it ahead to Grooms. Grooms on the break. Comes our side to Wallace, overthrows him. Calvin Winfrey's there to save the ball. He works the baseline. Pops it out, far corner to Grooms. Up top to Braxton for 3. No good. And Lynn in on the rebound. Gets tied up with McGlee. McGlee takes it away. Goes up for 2. No good. Rebound, Grooms. He gets stripped. Recovers the ball. Goes top of the key to Braxton. Drives high post. Shot. No good. His own rebound. On his way back up, he loses the ball to Myers. Now the ball is out in the hands of number 11, Ty Keffer. Keffer, of course, is the leading scorer for the Scotties. He's having a great season. He feeds it ahead here to Myers. Myers on the drive off the block. Correction, that was number 2, Ronnie Collins. Has the ball batted out of his hands, across the baseline, out on the baseline. And that inbound pass goes off the foot of a Red Raider. And so the Scotties will get another attempt here to inbound the ball. 6:28 to play in period number 1. Ball comes into Keffer. Keffer thinks about going to Richter, keeps it himself. He's on the far wing. He's working against Bakari Wallace. Now Keffer's going to move it this way to Lynn. Lynn fakes the 3, gets past McGlee, and then almost certainly gets fouled from behind. He does. Good take there by Kelvin Lynn drew a lot of contract against the Red Raiders, and we'll see if Lynn can chip away at this lead. He's going to take 2 shots. The first one off the back of the rim, no good. Second shot from Lynn. That one is good. 2-1. Red Raiders waste no time. Get it into Winfrey. Winfrey comes our corner to Grooms. Grooms wants to shoot, and he does. And that 3 is good. The Scotties trying to move it fast down the court. We have a jump ball pass thrown between number 5, Myers, for the Scotties, and number 4, Adrian McGlee for Uniontown, and that one goes to the Red Raiders. Checking in for the Scotties, number 23, Noah Falenser, and our public address announcer here at Southmoreland, Paul Britton, correcting a foul that had been called initially against the Uniontown Red Raiders. Bakari Wallace has been changed to Scotties number 5, Elijah Myers, as Calvin Winfrey in the paint goes up and gets 2 more. Big inbound pass caught there by Myers. He feeds it over to Richter. Far sideline, that's Falenser. He goes into the corner now to Richter. Richter trying to work the baseline, runs out of real estate, and travels before he can get the ball in the hands of Elijah Myers. Adrian McGlee awaits the ball on the baseline. He triggers it in to Calvin Winfrey. Good crowd here on hand tonight at Southmoreland High School. Here's Winfrey working across the far wing. Now he gets it to Bakari Wallace, who comes out of the corner, gets a lot of contact, and finally too much contact for the far sideline official. And that one gets called against Wyatt Richter, and we're going to see Elliot Premise check in for the Scotties. This will be Uniontown basketball. Ronnie Collins also checking back in for the Scotties. Notorious Grooms will inbound from the baseline. He floats one into Braxton. Braxton operating out of the corner. Good pass into the peg. Bakari Wallace can't get it to go. Rebound. Adrian McGlee pops it out to Grooms. Now high post Winfrey. Far wing to Braxton. Back to high post. Calvin Winfrey looks inside to Bakari Wallace. Wallace nearly loses the pass. Saves it. Can't get the floater to go. Off the glass. No. Rebound goes to the Scotties. Number 2, Ronnie Collins. Good-looking rebound there. He gets it up a court to number 12, Richter. And Richter has the ball go out of bounds, but off the Red Raiders. And the ball is going to stay with the Scotties. Ronnie Collins will step out to inbound the ball for the Southmoreland Scotties. His pass goes inside, knocked away by Bakari Wallace. They were looking for Ty Keffer. Inside, Keffer, of course, their leading scorer. Keffer has had some really, really tremendous games for the Scotties so far this season. Now a screen is going to open up to Premise inside. Keffer came open on that screen too, and a jump ball is going to happen between number 23, Noah Falenser, and 00 Notorious Grooms. 4:50 to play in the quarter. 7-1, the Uniontown advantage. Off the jump ball, the ball is going to stay with the Scotties. Number 2, Ronnie Collins again. Going to throw this pass in for Southmoreland. He gets it to Keffer. Keffer likes that look. Takes the 3. Off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled down by Jameer Braxton. Braxton fighting hard, though. And he's tied up against number 12, Wyatt Richter. Jump ball. That one goes to Uniontown. We've had a couple jump balls already in this game. Ball comes into Winfrey. Winfrey right down the middle of the court. He's across the timeline. He's going to be matched up here against number 12, Wyatt Richter. Moves it to his wing to Grooms. Top of the key to Wallace. Wants to drive, and Wallace goes over the top of number 10, Elliot Premise. And Wallace is still on the floor. Blocking foul called on Elliot Premise. Hopefully Bakari Wallace okay. They've got him on his feet. But he looks a little shaken up, and he's going to make his way to the sideline. Uniontown Red Raiders head coach Rob Kaczmarski already has Tanner Uphold waiting in the wings, and number 23 Uphold going to step on the court for Uniontown. So Uphold will actually step up to the foul line here to shoot for Wallace, as Wallace has left via injury. Tanner Uphold, pretty strong shooter from the foul line. Let's see if he gets it done here for the Red Raiders. First one comes up short. Tanner Uphold, a senior for this Uniontown Red Raider squad, a Markleysburg, Pennsylvania native. Second shot. Rattles in. 8-1, the Uniontown advantage. Keffer comes in, far sideline. That's Richter. Richter goes back to Keffer middle. Keffer's going to get Winfrey and Uphold. He moves it our way. Ronnie Collins. Collins across the timeline. Fires a big pass to the Uniontown cheerleaders. Unfortunately, they were out of bounds when they made the catch, and the ball is going to go to Uniontown. Adrian McGlee tosses it into Winfrey, all the way ahead to Grooms now, our wing, and he moves it to our corner, and Jameer Braxton, who's working against Keffer. Little pass across to Tanner Uphold, and Uphold's quickly got 3 off the bench here. The Scotties seeing what they can do. Falencer moves it to Collins. Collins working hard against Grooms. Collins cut off by Winfrey, moves it over to Falencer. Falencer, far corner. This is going to be Richter. Nice take by number 12, Wyatt Richter, the whole way on the baseline. Good look there. Here comes the Red Raiders. Calvin Winfrey going to attack from the baseline as well. He gets 2 right back. If you had been checking out our broadcast pregame, you saw a great junior varsity game between these two teams. Southmoreland Scotties winning 61-60 on a buzzer beater 3 out of the corner. Levi Garner going to check in for the Uniontown Red Raiders here. The big man for Uniontown, number 11. He goes 6'6", tallest player on the team. Richter gets it into Keffer. Good look by Keffer. He's going to pop it out here, though, to Falencer. Falencer for 3 out of the corner and drills it. 12-6 your score. 3:28 to play in the period. Winfrey pushes it ahead to Grooms. Grooms off the wing, moves it across to Uphold. Uphold wants 3 more. That one comes up short. The rebound goes to the Scotties, and the Scotties waste no time attacking, moving it ahead there across the timeline to Keffer. Ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Jameer Braxton. Wyatt Richter is going to step out. Ronnie Collins going to step back in. And the ball comes in. Scotties working against the Red Raider defense all the way across to Falencer now. Falencer works on Grooms. Grooms not giving him a whole lot of purchase, and then Grooms goes after the basketball, and they're tied up. And he helps the Scotties back to his feet. And there's a little bit of confusion on the court right now. Ball will go to Southmoreland. Ball comes in. Scotty's going to set this one up. Premise looks inside. He's got his man, Ronnie Collins, who gets tied up, but fouled down low. Foul is going to be called against the Uniontown big man, number 11, Levi Garner. That is the second team foul for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Looks across to the corner to number 10, Premise. They work it around. This is Keffer. Nice drive. Hi, Keffer getting it done. Working with what the Raiders gave him, and he gets 2 points. Now here's Calvin Winfrey, our wing for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 15-8, 2:37 to play, period number 1. The Scotties working against this Uniontown press, and they're going to lose it to Tanner Uphold, who feeds it ahead to Jameer Braxton. Braxton lays it in for 2 more. The Scotties moving left to right across your screen. Here's the pass coming in to Premise, and it goes now to midcourt, now ahead. Here's Keffer again. Moves it to the corner now. Ronnie Collins has that one bounce out, and then across the baseline. Going to stay with the Scotties off the hands of the Red Raiders. For Uniontown, we're going to see checking in one of the Raiders' seniors, Tavian Richardson. 17-8 your score, 2:09 to play in period number 1. Collins, the big pass out to Keffer. He goes high post to Kiefer. Kiefer back on the far wing to Keffer. Keffer working against Uphold. He likes what he sees. Drives in the paint, nearly gets it to go. And the foul is going to be called outside the paint. Blocking foul called against Tanner Uphold before Keffer began the drive, so no shot, and it's going to be a foul on the floor. Number 2, Collins, going to handle the pass off the baseline. He triggers it in. And we've got a timeout taken by the Southmoreland Scotties with 2:01 to play here at Southmoreland High School. It's the Uniontown Red Raiders 17 and the Southmoreland Scotties 8. Stop by Big Al's Market on North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown. Family owned and operated by Phil Lucioni and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features 2 one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $21.99, or try an Italian hoagie at a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. Check out some of Big Al's other homemade food items, including pasta salads, macaroni salads, and deli items. Big Al's Market, 72 North Gallatin Avenue. Phone 724-550-4252. We're back here at Southmoreland High School. This is Joshua Scully alongside Bill Dice behind the camera. Exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders and Southmoreland Scotties on the WMBS Facebook page. It's going to be Scotties basketball. The inbound pass almost gets to the hands of Kiefer, but bounces off his fingertips and out of bounds. And this one's going to go to the Uniontown Red Raiders. Caden Kiefer almost getting a hold of that one. And now we're going to see Calvin Winfrey for Uniontown across the timeline. Winfrey matched up here against Valencer, goes to the corner to Grooms. Now back to Winfrey. Winfrey wants to go inside to the big man, and the big man has 2 points. Levi Garner on the scorebook. Ronnie Collins goes to the middle here to Kiefer. Kiefer back to Collins. Collins way ahead now to Premise. Premise back to Kiefer inside. Kiefer, good look there. Can't get it to go off the glass. Rebound, Notorious Grooms. Grooms going to push it up the floor. He gets cut off by Valencer, then moves it across. This is going to be Calvin Winfrey. Attacks the baseline, goes back up top to Grooms. Grooms 3, caroms off the side of the rim. Saved by Winfrey. Winfrey goes inside to the big man. Levi Garner's got 2 more. Big pass all the way ahead here for the Scotties. Elliott Premise, that one is lost to who else but Tavian Richardson. Richardson has himself quite a few steals this season. That ball out of bounds across the sideline in front of the Scotties bench. Ball is going to stay with the Red Raiders. Uniontown currently right now with Garner, Uphold, Richardson, Grooms, and Winfrey on the floor. Winfrey in front of the score table. Going to work there against number 23, Valencer. Goes to Uphold, back to Winfrey. Now Richardson. Inside look to Levi Garner. And Levi Garner all of a sudden has 6 points. And we may have an injury on the floor. We will see as the play is stopped. Getting back to his feet for the Scotties is number 10, Elliott Premise. Premise going to be helped to the sideline. Hopefully he is okay. Scotties right now with Collins, Keffer, Valencer, all on the floor alongside Elijah Myers and number 12, Wyatt Richter. And here's a 3 for the Scotties, drilled by number 2, Ronnie Collins. Great looking shot there. Here's the Uniontown Red Raiders trying to answer. Winfrey on the wing, moves it opposite wing to Uphold. Uphold going to get a lot of attention here from Collins, and Collins gets the basketball. Ronnie Collins tries to go back inside, has that one knocked away by Richardson. Keffer working hard, and he gets the bucket and the foul. Ty Keffer getting it done inside for the Scotties. He's got 4 points in this first period. He's looking for a 5th foul called against number 12, Tavian Richardson. Keffer, strong shooter from the foul line. Here is that shot, and it rolls in off the back of the rim. Levi Garner tosses it in. Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey passes it past Ronnie Collins to Grooms. Little give and go for Calvin, and he gets it to roll off the front of the rim. It's good. 12 seconds to play in period number 1. Pass goes into Ronnie Collins. Collins ahead to Valencer. Valencer works it inside to Collins. A give and go on the opposite side works. And that's going to do it as Notorious Grooms floats one up off the front of the rim. 25-16. A shootout here in Westmoreland County at Southmoreland High School. We'll pause briefly and return for period number 2. UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacements, hand injuries, and other conditions. They can treat you efficiently and safely because they take all necessary precautions and are disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists, convenient location, convenient hours, part of the community. You can call the office with a prescription from your doctor, or you can schedule by direct access, and they can contact your doctor for you. 724-437-7500 UPMC Centers for Rehab Services. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity line of credit, or a home equity loan, you can finally upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaking roof, or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS, number 458729. The Red Raiders with the basketball here in period number 2. Calvin Winfrey comes our wing to Bakari Wallace. Wallace going to work against Valencer here, goes in the paint, passes it across the paint to Jameer Braxton, who buries a three, opposite wing. Inbound pass goes to Keffer. Keffer fires it ahead to Richter. Richter going to go all the way, then pops it out last second to Valencer, and Valencer's three rattles out. Quick pass from Wallace ahead to Grooms. Grooms all the way opposite side. Two more. Richter wants to go to Myers, floats it ahead of him. Myers, big pass down to Keffer. Keffer, the automatic three, rolls out. Rebound, Kadrian McGlee feeds it over to Calvin Winfrey. Calvin Winfrey going to lead the charge himself through the paint, too high, but he will be fouled in the process. And we will await the official call. That one is against number 2, Ronnie Collins. Calvin Winfrey, one of the better Uniontown foul shooters, knocks down the first one. 31-16 with 7:08 to play in period number 2. Winfrey's second attempt is good. Ball comes into Ronnie Collins. Back to Keffer, the big man. Keffer thinks about going deep. Now he will go deep. Ball off the hands of Bakari Wallace, but finds Valencer. Back to Ronnie Collins. Collins pops it out to Keffer. Keffer loses the ball. Notorious Grooms and Ty Keffer are on the floor. They get tied up. And on the jump ball, it will be the Scotties' possession. Many of you may be familiar with Ty Keffer's prowess on the gridiron during this previous football season. He's also had a tremendous basketball season for this Southmoreland Scotties squad. Here's Ronnie Collins, top of the key. Collins matched up against Winfrey. Moves it over to Richter. Richter has the ball popped away by Grooms. And Grooms going to see if he can work it between Keffer and Richter. He cannot, but Jameer Braxton finishes off for him. Two more for Uniontown, 34-16. Nice move by Wyatt Richter. Wants Noah Valencer. Valencer now our wing. This is going to be Ronnie Collins. Collins matched up against Grooms. Directing traffic. Moves it our side to this wing. Noah Valencer. Valencer now. Ty Keffer. Top of the key. Now Collins opposite wing. Collins in front of the Uniontown bench. Looks inside for Lynn. Lynn throws it away. He thought he had Keffer popping out, but Keffer had stopped short of that pass. 6:07 remaining in period number 2. Your score, Uniontown 34, Southmoreland 16. Elliott Premise is back in for the Scotties. We're glad he's okay. Here's Calvin Winfrey. Works at our corner to Bakari Wallace. Now back to Winfrey all the way across to Braxton. Good defense here by the Scotties, not giving the Uniontown Red Raiders much room, but they do find Winfrey on the wing for 3. No good. Rebound Bakari Wallace. Goes to the far corner to Grooms. Grooms looking for room. Goes back to Braxton on the baseline. Now the ball gets triggered out to Wallace. Wallace going to regroup. Calvin Winfrey going to direct traffic. Winfrey now, top of the key, all the way across to Grooms. Back to Winfrey. Long possession here for Uniontown. Bakari Wallace, our wing, wants to go inside to Braxton. Braxton gets fouled on his way up. Elliott Premise almost certainly going to be the guilty party there. Indeed he is. That is 5 fouls against the Scotties and a second against Elliott Premise as Jameer Braxton steps up to the foul line. 5:28 to play in period number 2. Braxton looking for point number 2, and there it is. 35-16 your score. Braxton preparing to shoot again. Leading scorers on both sides for the Southmoreland Scotties. It's Ronnie Collins. He's got 11. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, a couple of players with 5 points, so their points have been divided up among the players on the court right now. Calvin Winfrey with 5, and we've also got 5 points so far from number 11, Levi Garner for Uniontown. Here's Ty Keffer for 3, no good. Rebound, Jameer Braxton. He's going to lose it, though, to the Scotties. Nice footwork by Ronnie Collins to save himself from going into the backcourt. Collins moving the ball over to Premise, far wing. The Red Raiders getting some direction from head coach Rob Kaczmarski. Still on the far wing now, this is Premise. And correction, that is Wyatt Richter. Richter going to be fouled on the drive. First foul called against Kadrian McGlee in this one, and a 5th foul against the Red Raiders. Collins fires this one into Richter. Richter gets a screen from Premise. Premise! Excellent execution of the screen and roll, but he can't finish. No call there. Notorious Grooms on this side hands it off to Bakari Wallace. Wallace gets steered around by the Scotties defense, and the ball goes out of bounds in front of the Scotties student section. And the officials now going to get between a few players. 36-16 your score, 4:38 to play. The Uniontown Red Raiders in their maroon and white away uniform. The Scotties in their white and red home uniform. For the Scotties right now, we've got Lynn, Premise, Myers, Collins, and Keffer on the floor. The ball is going to stay with Uniontown. Bakari Wallace going to handle the pass. He gets it into Braxton. Braxton moves it back out to the corner. This is Groom's big floating pass out to Wallace, top of the key. Bakari Wallace working here against Ronnie Collins. Ronnie Collins had a great first half so far. To Winfrey, all the way back across to Braxton, and we've got a whistle. And we'll wait to see officially what the call is going to be. It will be a call against Ronnie Collins. And that is a 7th foul for the Scotties, which means Jameer Braxton is going to the foul line to shoot the single bonus. And his shot is good. 37-16. And Braxton's second shot rolls in. Pass comes in. Elijah Myers, big pass down the floor to Lynn. Lynn gets cut off there by McGlee. Pops it out to Premise. Back to Lynn on the far wing. Lynn trying to weave between a couple Red Raiders, but he's going to travel in the act of doing so. Checking in for the Scotties, number 23, Noah Falancer. Jameer Braxton going to handle the inbound pass for the Red Raiders. He brings it into Calvin Winfrey. And Calvin's going to bring it across the timeline on the pass to Notorious Grooms. Grooms, a big pass across to Braxton. Drives it into the elbow. That floater, no good. Nice rebound there by Ronnie Collins. And Collins gets grabbed. And we're going to see what the call is on. Kadrian McGlee gets a hand in on Collins. And that's going to be 6 fouls against Uniontown. And the far sideline official explaining the nature of that call to the Southmoreland bench. Keffer inbounds it to Collins, back to Keffer, and then the big pass all the way ahead to Noah Falancer goes through his hands. And so it's a Uniontown possession with 3:54 to play in period number 2. Calvin Winfrey, pass ahead to Jameer Braxton, back to Winfrey. Winfrey sizing up what he has to work with. Here he comes our way to Grooms. Now all the way back a pass to Braxton. And on the baseline is Bakari Wallace. We've seen Bakari in the past find his way in there off the baseline and receive that pass. This time He gets fouled on his way up. Bakari Wallace, a senior, recognized during senior night earlier this week, along with the other Uniontown seniors. Here's Bakari from the foul line. That one rolls in. Foul called against number 34, Kelvin Lynn. And we'll see if Bakari Wallace can get another one. Wallace looking for point number 4 so far in this one. And he'll find it. A lot of touch on that shot. It rolls in for him. Here's Valencer. Far sideline, a little bit of room to work with here. Now he bounces it out and away toward the Uniontown bench, but it's going to stay with the Scotties. They will say off the fingers of Notorious Gromes. Checking in for Uniontown, Tanner Uphold and Levi Garner. 40-16 your score. Pass comes in to Kiefer. Now to Valencer. And here's a three from Ty Keffer. And Keffer drills it. Uniontown going to look to respond. 40-19, 3:22 to play. Off the far sideline, Braxton to Grooms, back to Braxton. Braxton going to work against Myers, but he loses it on the way. And we're going to see a foul called against the Scotties. And the foul will be called against number 5, Elijah Myers. And stepping to the foul line will be Jameer Braxton. First shot for Braxton, no good, and a good rebound there by Ty Keffer. Keffer all the way ahead to Ronnie Collins. Collins into the paint, wiggling and weaving, but he gets blocked by Levi Garner, and the Red Raiders have the basketball. Calvin Winfrey over to Braxton, down low to Garner. Garner, 2 more, and Levi Garner has played a tremendous game off the bench for Uniontown. He's got 8. Keffer's pass ahead to Collins. Collins loses the basketball to Uphold, who dives on the floor to save it. Pass goes ahead to Braxton, but Braxton gets too far in. Levi Garner finishes it off, and now Levi's got 10. The Scotties trying to work the way down the floor here, and Myers is going to be fouled by Uniontown. And if the call holds true, that's going to be a single bonus situation for the Scotties. Notorious Gromes with his first foul. Stepping up to the foul line, Elijah Myers. And this is a big game for the Southmoreland Scotties. The rest of the way, they're all going to be big games for the Scotties, who are still looking at a potential playoff berth. First shot from Myers is good. And the second shot on the way and good. 44-21. Jeremiah Hager having checked in for Uniontown. Pass way down here to Grooms. Grooms gets cut off by Keffer. Pops it out to Hager. And Hager is the Red Raiders three-point specialist, and he buries one, just in case we had forgot to mention that he checked in, I assume. And here's Collins going the other way. A little bounce pass across to Myers, nearly stolen by Hager. And we're going to have a foul called against Uniontown near the baseline. Foul going to be called against number 23, Tanner Uphold, on the hold. Shot from Myers is good, so he will shoot again. 2:10 to play in the period. Good crowd on hand here tonight at Southmoreland High School. Here's Myers. That one rattles out. Levi Garner rebound, flips it out to Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline. He's going to take his time, keeps it way out by the score table. Screen coming from Levi Garner. Winfrey goes the other way, goes far corner to Grooms. Grooms brings it out far wing. Makes a move on Ronnie Collins, gets it back to Winfrey. Winfrey for 3, no good. Hager, nice looking rebound on the attack. But on that attack, he's going to be charged with a foul. An offensive foul for the Uniontown Red Raiders. First against Hager. 1:49 to play in period number 2. And Ty Keffer is going to pass this one in to Ronnie Collins. Collins with a little space to operate, but here comes Tavian Richardson. Richardson going to move with him. Ball goes ahead to Myers. Myers goes inside to Keffer, and Keffer is held by Tanner Uphold. And that is going to send Keffer to the foul line for 2. The Scotties now will enjoy the double bonus the rest of the way. Still no official call to the score table on the foul. Here it comes, and it will be against Tanner Uphold. That is his 3rd foul. 47-22 your score, 1:39 to play in period number 2. You're watching another chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night on the WMBS Facebook page. The first shot from Keffer is good. Don't forget you can check us out on your radio dial, AM 590, 101.1 FM for WMBS. Laurel Highlands Mustangs and Belvern Leopards going at it tonight. Ball comes in from Hager to Winfrey. Winfrey to Richardson. Richardson going to get cut off there. Goes back to Winfrey. Winfrey across the timeline to Hager. A little give and go to Winfrey. And off the backside is Uphold. But Uphold gets stopped by Ronnie Collins. Now the Scotties want to. They won't have it. Rebound, Levi Garner. Garner's going to fight out of there. And he's going to be fouled in the process of doing so. And we will wait to see what the call is. Noah Falenser, the guilty party, number 23, his first foul. This is also now the double bonus for the Red Raiders, so Levi Garner is going to stand at the foul line. Levi has 10 points. He's looking for number 11. He wears number 11 for Uniontown. Here's that shot, and it's hard off the glass, but catches the front of the rim and rolls in. 48-24. And Garner now looking for 12. He'll have it. Ball comes in. Ronnie Collins. Collins, little wiggle there to get past Richardson. Goes far wing to Falenser. Falenser also against Richardson's going to bring it this way to Kiefer. Kiefer inside to Falenser. Falenser hit as he goes up by Tavian Richardson. Loses the basketball, but that will be a foul against Uniontown. There is nothing better than those winter nights in the gym, rooting on our Red Raiders. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke, during his first term, rehabilitated Bailey Park, started working on the Uniontown section of the Sheepskin Trail, eliminated blight, and is rebuilding our neighborhoods. He's updated the parking garages and is working on bringing faster and more reliable internet to the city. Work has just begun, and that's why Mayor Bill Collins had done the inbound pass. Collins likes what he sees, drives in, and gets one over Levi Garner, and he gets fouled in the process. Shot's no good, but he does get fouled on his way up, and he's going to shoot 2. Collins at the line with 4.3 seconds. First shot for Collins. Good. Collins going to take shot number 2 here. 53-25, 4.3 seconds. Collins gets them both. The Red Raiders will have 4 seconds. A little miscommunication on the pass. Winfrey has it, and he's going to launch a half-court jumper and off the front of the rim. It is halftime here at Southmoreland High School. Your score, the Uniontown Red Raiders 53, the Southmoreland Scotties 26. Southwestern Endoscopy Center is now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. If you have a close family member with colon cancer or precancerous polyps, your screening should begin at age 40 instead of 45. Women, like men, are at substantial cancer risk and should not avoid screening. Although colonoscopy is the most sensitive screening test, if you are fearful or have no health insurance, a stool fit test is a reasonable option. Learn more at usdigestivehealth.com. It's halftime here at Southmoreland High School. The Uniontown Red Raiders lead. Where can you go these days to have your gas pumped for you, oil checked, and windshield cleaned for you? Joby's Golf, that's where. Joby's Golf is located on the corner of Fayette and Beeson Boulevard in Uniontown. Joby's Golf is a fast, friendly, full-service gas station, serving Uniontown in the same location for over 50 years. Repairs, tire repair, state inspections, and 24-hour AAA towing service. Phone 724-438-0681 for Joby's Golf. You're watching another chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page, which is brought to you by George Dental Associates, SWGI in Uniontown, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the Center for Rehab Services and physical therapist Jim Burns, First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, Fayette County, Joby's Golf, Zen's Construction Warehouse, and Big Al's Market. We will soon be sharing with you halftime stats courtesy of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides knows there is nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes have worked hard to become competitive, plus maintain their study skills. Commissioner Vince Vacides salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. Are you looking for a dentist? Dr. Michael George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates, a Uniontown staple, has over 40 years experience treating patients of all ages. Their caring professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit georgedentalassociates.com today. That's georgedentalassociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kismarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from George Dental Associates. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field and Marcellus gas negotiations, plus family law. Small enough to care, smart enough to win. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. The Uniontown Red Raiders lead the Southmoreland Scotties 53-26 in this conference matchup. We will pause now for a few minutes and gather some statistics for our viewers and share those with you. Our halftime stats courtesy of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County.
He's very relatable, great fight. Let's have a hand for Mr. Cavalier. Mrs. Beverly, nominated by Elijah Meyer. Elijah Beverly cultivated itself and makes mathematics enjoyable. He has grown a lot in her class. Let's have a round of applause for Mrs. Beverly. Mrs. Dixon, nominated by Kelvin Lynn. Kelvin writes that Mrs. Dixon helps all her students and prepares them for the future. She makes English class enjoyable. Let's give all the staff a round of applause. Your sacrifices are done by the players, coaches, and boosters. All the volunteers getting the students making lists, grading papers, sponsoring clubs, attending conferences, and all, make a long-lasting impact on their lives and our community. Have a great remainder of the school year. Thank you. While we have a moment, we would also like to remind all Southmoreland fans, senior night for the girls and boys basketball team will be next week. The girls will host the Green Gold on Monday. Senior night will take place prior to the 7 o'clock varsity tip-off. And next Friday evening, the boys basketball team will host Albert Gallup. That will be our senior night for the boys basketball team. It was very tricky at one of the restaurants to play games. So we can get everyone, please be ready for the next spot. As soon as the target is ready, and turn forward. Go ahead and throw the duck. Now, please. Lexi Welling is our duck cross player, 43 minutes. Tonight's 50-50 winner receives $140. Our winner is also blue ticket. The number is 790-985. Again, 790-985. If you have that blue ticket, please go to the concession stand.
Welcome back to South. This is Joshua Scully. Along in half, the Uniontown Red Raiders lead 53-26. Halftime statistics are brought to you by First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. For the Uniontown Red Raiders in the first half, leading scorers are Calvin Winfrey and Levi Garner. Calvin Winfrey put together 9 points in the first period. He added 4 more in period number 2 for a total of 13 across the first 2 quarters of play. Levi Garner with 12 points of his own. Also chipping in for the Uniontown Red Raiders across these first 2 quarters, Notorious Grooms, 5 points. Jeremiah Hager, 5 points. Bakari Wallace, 3 points. Tanner Uphold, 3 points. And Jameer Braxton, who got a lot of his points from the foul line. He's 4 for 5 so far from the charity stripe. He was good for 2 points in period number 1, and he's added an additional 9 points in period number 2 for a total of 11. For the Southmoreland Scotties, who as a team have picked up a lot of their points from the foul line. Ronnie Collins, he is good right now for a total of 7 points. Elijah Myers, 3 points, all from the foul line. Ty Keffer has put together a 3-for-3 evening so far from the foul line. He's added 7 points from the field for a total of 10. Wyatt Richter, 2 points. Noah Falenser, 3. Kelvin Lynn adds a point for the Southmoreland Scotties. We are ready now to begin the second half. It's going to be Uniontown Red Raider possession. Jameer Braxton floats one into Calvin Winfrey, who comes across the timeline and moves it ahead to Notorious Grooms. Grooms passing it across, top of the key, back up top to Winfrey, then Braxton on the far wing. Here comes Bakari Wallace on a big cut through the paint, but Winfrey's going to take it himself. Floats one up for 2, 55-26. Ball comes in here to Keffer. Keffer going to move it back toward us and Myers. Myers across the timeline. Scotty's now moving right to left on your screen. White uniform, red number, red trim. And Keffer has the ball stolen off him by Bakari Wallace. Wallace goes all the way and gets 2 more. And the Uniontown cheerleaders are up on their feet for that one. Great play by Bakari Wallace. Here's Ty Keffer. Back across the timeline. Moves it our wing to Myers. Myers with Grooms right in his face. Comes top of the key. This is Richter. Richter pops it out to the corner. Out of the corner comes Ronnie Collins. He drives and goes back to Richter. Richter in the paint. Goes up. Makes some contact with Notorious Grooms. Can't get the floater to go. Grooms on the rebound. Moves it ahead to Braxton. Braxton now our corner. Bakari Wallace for 3. Yes, it's good. 60-26 now. Bakari Wallace has 9. Here's Ty Keffer across the timeline. Gets a screen from Richter on Wallace. Goes far wing to Lynn. Lynn going to make a move here on Kadrian McGlee. Then goes out to the sideline. Wanted Ronnie Collins, but the ball slips through Collins' hands, and it's out of bounds. It would be a turnover, and Uniontown Red Raiders basketball. 6:30 to play here in South. Floats one over top of Ronnie Collins to Jameer Brack to Grooms, far wing. Now far corner Winfrey. Back to Grooms. Grooms wanted to go inside to McGlee, but that one is stolen by Lynn. And Kelvin Lynn going to bring it far wing. Goes up top Myers. He loses the ball. Gets it back to Lynn. Loses the ball. Gets it back to Lynn. Lynn on the drive has it. Goes off of Calvin Winfrey's foot. And that one is going to stay with the Scotties. Sideline official speaking there with the Southmoreland bench, getting some clarification on exactly what happened. Ball did go off of Winfrey's foot. Southmoreland throws it in. Big pass gets stolen by Grooms ultimately. Elijah Myers. And that'll be a third foul against number 5, Elijah Myers. And Notorious Grooms will step up to the foul line. And Grooms for 1 is good. He's going to get a second attempt. Jameer Braxton and Kadrian McGlee in the middle slot for Uniontown. There's the shot from Grooms. It's good. Far sideline goes Collins on the reception. He weaves through it back to Lynn. Lynn for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound, Kadrian McGlee moving the other way now. The Red Raiders. Braxton feeds it ahead to Bakari Wallace. Wallace gets 2 more. 64-26, 5:02 to play. Scotty's pushing that one ahead, but it's stolen by Kadrian McGlee. McGlee goes ahead to Braxton. Braxton wants it all the way, and he goes for two. 66-26. So far, all Red Raiders here in the third quarter. Ty Keffer across the timeline on the pass. Feeds Myers in the middle. Myers, top of the key three, no good. And the rebound pops out to Grooms off a couple of hands. Grooms going to take it across the timeline now. Big throw out to the wing. Winfrey, corner. Jameer Braxton for three. No. Ty Keffer on the rebound. Keffer going to try to slow things down. Then he decides to speed it up. Pushes it ahead to Myers for three. No good. Rebound, Calvin Winfrey. Winfrey going to work it out himself. Moves past Richter now in front of Myers. Goes to Grooms in the corner. Grooms, a little drive and jump shot for two. 68-26. And we're getting a big taste here of what these Red Raiders can do in a short time. Myers for three, no good. Rebound, Braxton. Braxton, big pass down to Bakari Wallace. Wallace corrals it. Now he's going to drive. It goes around. Keffer gets two more. 70-26. And the Red Raiders now approaching their average point per game mark. They may even get there this quarter. Here's Myers. Feeds it inside to Lynn. Lynn almost loses it. Gets it back out to Keffer. Keffer will be fouled by Bakari Wallace, who reaches in and tries to knock it away. Several players preparing to check in on both sides. For Uniontown, it's Garner, Hager, Richardson, and Uphold. And for Southmoreland, we're going to see a set of five Scotties that consist of Richter, Keffer, Premise, Falenser, and Ty Campbell. Scotties basketball. Inbound pass from the sideline. Keffer gets it. He's going to take a jumper. No good. Nice rebound there by Jeremiah Hager for Uniontown. Hager works his way past Wyatt Richter. Richter stays with him, though. Coming our way, Tavian Richardson off the wing. Levi Garner wants a corner three. No good. Rebound pulled down there by number 12, Wyatt Richter. Richter's going to go the whole way, drives through the paint, but he's going to be fouled as he braced himself for impact against Jeremiah Hager. Foul called against Hager. Wyatt Richter will step out of bounds across the baseline. He's going to throw this one in. He really wanted by Campbell. Campbell, little pass in to Keffer on the drive. Now Keffer floats it back out to Falenser, who goes Ty Campbell, top of the key three, no good. Rebound, Jeremiah Hager. Hager wants to push it ahead to Garner, but that one goes right to Ty Campbell, who picks it off and gets it to Ty Keffer. Keffer inside to Falenser. And Falenser lays it in for two. 70-28 your score. 2:02 to play in period number three. Tavian Richardson across the timeline, moves it across to Hager. Hager right in front of his bench, makes the pass to Tanner Uphold. Uphold off of that wing, back to the top to Richardson. Richardson on the drive, cannot quite get it to go. Good take, though. Rebound is going to go to number 10, Elliott Premise. Premise way ahead to Keffer, and Keffer, reverse layup, drops it in. 30-70 your score. Tavian Richardson going to be pursued all the way back out to the half-court line by number 23, Noah Falenser. Then Richardson runs into his own man, Kadrian McGlee, and that pass across to Tanner Uphold, nearly jumped by Ty Campbell. Tanner Uphold throws it into Jeremiah Hager. Hager going to work on our wing, makes some contact there with Richter, and then nails a three. Wow. What a great play by Jeremiah Hager. The step-back three. Pass comes into Wyatt Richter, 73-30 your score. Nice move by Richter to get around Tavian Richardson. He goes baseline to Campbell. Levi Garner blocks him back to Scottdale, throws it ahead, but that round number 12 for the Uniontown Red Raiders. You're watching another chapter of the C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night. Exclusive digital coverage of the Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball team on the WMBS Facebook page. Don't forget to check us out on your dial, 590 AM, FM 101.1 for WMBS. The Uniontown Red Raiders and Southmoreland Scotties here. Elsewhere, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Bell Vernon Leopards. Pass comes into Premise. Premise on the drive, tries to go over top of Levi Garner. Garner proves to be a little too tall, blocks him back down. Tanner Uphold comes out with the basketball. Uphold, nice pass inside to Kadrian McGlee. Nobody home. Two more. And that's going to do it for period number three here in Southmoreland. Your score is 75-30. in favor of the Uniontown Red Raiders. Stop by Big Al's Market on North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown, family owned and operated by Phil Lucioni and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features 2 one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $21.99, or try an Italian hoagie in a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. Check out some of Big Al's other homemade food items, including pasta salads, macaroni salads, and deli items. Big Al's Market, 72 North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-550-4252. UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat all sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacement, hand injuries, and other conditions. They can treat you efficiently and safely because they take all necessary precautions and are disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurance accepted. Experienced therapists, convenient location, convenient hours, part of the community. You can call the office with a prescription from your doctor or schedule by direct access, and they can contact your doctor for you. 724-437-7500. It's time for the high school. The Uniontown Red Raiders in their away maroon uniform, white trim, white number. For the Southmoreland Scotties, it's their home white uniform, red, and it is their possession. And Noah Falenser going to handle the responsibility for that. He goes to Ty Campbell. Campbell way up top, now working his way to our wing. And Notorious Groom's not giving him a whole lot of space. And Ty Campbell's pass is stolen by Kadrian McGlee. McGlee corrals it, goes back to Bakari Wallace on the drive, and there's 2 more for Uniontown. The Red Raiders now right about their average point per game mark of the season, 77-30. The Red Raider advantage with 7:38 to play in this one. Noah Falenser moves it across to Premise. Premise coming back our way to number 14 who just checked in. That's Cody Bateman. Bateman a little deeper into the corner, goes to Falenser. Falenser back to the top of the key. Premise. Elliott Premise going to pass it away. Back to Falenser. Falenser going to direct traffic. Got a lot of movement inside, but he's going to keep it himself. Dribble away toward the score table. Calvin Winfrey stays right with him. Now he goes to number 3, Caden Kiefer. Kiefer moves it across, far wing. Ty Campbell. Campbell spins around, trying to find some space against Grooms. There's not much there. Grooms nearly takes it away. Campbell holds on to it and goes back to Falenser. Side to Campbell. And Campbell fouled on his way to the bucket by Bakari Wallace. Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides knows there's nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes have worked hard to be competitive, plus maintain their study skills. Commissioner Vince Vacides salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides, this is Ty Campbell at the foul line for the Southmoreland Scotties. Don't forget, after our game concludes this evening, stick around for the post-game show, brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. Ty Campbell's first shot rolls in, where we will be naming our player of the game, brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides. A new squad checking in for the Uniontown Red Raiders. Garner, Hager, Tanner Uphold, Tavian Richardson, and number 24, Marcus Heiss. Second shot from Campbell, a beauty, goes right in. Ball comes in, Tanner Uphold. He wants to go way ahead now to Richardson. Richardson, jumper. Yes. And Tavian Richardson, who really made a lot of Red Raiders very proud this season on the football field and certainly put up some numbers from the quarterback position. The Red Raiders had not seen in a little while. Nails that one down. Now here's Caden Kiefer. He goes across to Falenser. Falenser on the drive. Nothing there except for the hand of Levi Garner. Now the Red Raiders coming the other way. Tanner Uphold takes it all the way, and he gets 2. Couple of former A.J. McMullen Red Raiders making that bucket happen. Here's number 23, Noah Falenser. Across the timeline, Tavian Richardson going to stay right with him. He moves it across to number 10, Elliott Premise. Premise coming our way to Kiefer. Now into the corner, Falenser, 5:58 to play, 81-32 your score. Falenser going to have Levi Garner come all the way out there with him, so no big man inside, but he loses the ball anyway to Marcus Heiss. Now Heiss on the drive across the timeline, gets turned around by Kiefer, then goes back to Levi Garner, who gets blocked by the Scotties. Coming the other way is Falenser. He has the ball stripped away by Hager, and Hager was on the baseline as he gathered the basketball, so the ball will stay with the Scotties. 81-34 your score. 5:25 to play. Number 21 for the Scotties. Going to check in. Ty Warwick off the baseline. Goes into Kiefer. Kiefer can't get that one off the glass. The rebound is going to go back to Warwick. And he's going to get fouled on his way up. We'll see what the call is with 5 minutes even. Foul is against Levi Garner. That's his third foul. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity loan, or a home equity line of credit, you can finally upgrade that old furnace. First shot is good. Take care of that leaking roof or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. Second shot good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS, number 458729. Tavian Richardson with 4:50 to play and a nearly 50-point lead gives it to Jeremiah Hager. Hager's three, no good. Rebound gathered up by the Scotties. Ty Hort bringing it across the timeline. He moves it our way to Campbell. Campbell with Richardson in his face. Goes back opposite wing to Keffer. Now here is a three. No good. And the rebound is going to go between Keffer, correction, that's Kiefer, and Tanner Uphold. Number 3 for the Scotties, Caden Kiefer, not to be confused with number 11, Ty Keffer. And the Scotties will inbound the ball from the baseline. That one goes to Kiefer. Can't get it to go. Premise. Nice looking rebound there. And hopefully Levi Garner, who was in after the basketball, is okay. He hit the floor pretty hard. That's going to be Levi Garner's fourth foul. 3:57 remaining. And Levi Garner asking maybe for some clarification or perhaps the official checking in with him to make sure he is okay. Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer has litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. No shooting foul there. This one's going to come off the baseline. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates in wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, and Marcellus gas negotiations, plus family law. Small enough to care and smart enough to win. The attorney, Thomas W. Schaefer. Another pass off the baseline here for the Scotties, and another block for Levi Garner. Ball going to be corralled there for the Scotties by Cody Bateman. Bateman inside to Kiefer. Kiefer waits for Tavian Richardson to fly by and lays it in for two. 81-36, 3:07 to play. Jeremiah Hager this way goes to Levi Garner inside. Garner can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to the Scotties. Ty Hort. And he's going to bring it across the timeline himself, right across the big S and the little Scotty dog in the middle of the floor here at Southmoreland. That pass inside, out of bounds, and off the hands of Southmoreland. Scottish Terrier, the mascot at Southmoreland. Southmoreland High School, just a few miles to the north of Scottdale, PA, home to about 4,300 people in Westmoreland County. Scottdale, PA, the headquarters of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Railroad. So if you see a SWP locomotive, maroon and gold, roll through your town, it's based here in Scottdale. Here's Tavian Richardson. Moves it across. Big three look, no good. That's number 3, Kellen Milsom. And Kellen had himself quite a ball game in the junior varsity game tonight. This one coming into Tavian Richardson. Richardson in traffic, going to draw a foul. The Uniontown Red Raiders were winning that junior varsity game 60-58 with 4 seconds to play, and the Scotties knocked down a three to win 61-60. Kellen Milsom, though, he played a game for these Red Raiders that will not soon be forgotten for those who were here. He had 19 points at halftime. Really tremendous effort. Now on the floor for Uniontown, we've got Eric Townsend, number 10, Deontay White. This is Richardson on the shot. Good. Number 21, Nick Torbage. And number 3, of course, is Milsom. 154 to Richardson again. Nice spin move there by Milsom to try to get inside. Rebound goes the other way. And here come the Scotties with 1:49 to play. This is number 13, Brady Sherbandi. He's going to move the ball down and ultimately gets to Cody Bateman. Bateman from the top of the key tries to go back inside to Sherbandi. Sherbandi can't get it to go. Here comes Tavian Richardson, 100 miles an hour the other way. And a nice-looking handoff there to number 10, Deontay White. Little shovel pass inside. Tavian Richardson's probably thrown a couple of those. in his high school career. 1:23 to play, 84-36. Here's Kiefer, moves it over to number 14. That's Bateman. Bateman now to Sherbandi. Sherbandi wants to go inside to Campbell, and Richardson takes that one away, and he gets it ahead to Milsom. Milsom says, wait a second, I can score on this basket. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound, Richardson, and Richardson finishes it off. 86-36, 1:01 to play. Ty Campbell across the timeline, gets it over to Sherbandi. Sherbandi, and that's going to be a double dribble, unfortunately, for the Southmoreland Scotties. Southmoreland going to send a couple of new players in. Riley Myers among them. And we're also going to see number 25, Wills Dumery. Tavian Richardson. Nice move by Tavian Richardson. It's the Tavian Richardson show. 88-36. PA address man Paul Britton here at Southmoreland High School, reminding everyone to vacate the premises promptly after the game. Paul Britton, of course, also does the public address at Penn State Fayette. There's a bucket for the Southmoreland Scotties. 10 seconds to play. The Red Raiders may be looking at a final possession here. Tavian Richardson almost gets that to go. Rebound there by number 25, Wills Dumery, and the Scotties going to have the final shot, and they won't quite get it off. The ball skipping ahead of number 20, Riley Myers. Your final score at Southmoreland, the Uniontown Red Raiders 88 and the Southmoreland Scotties 38. Southwestern Endoscopy Center is now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. If you have a close family member with colon cancer or precancerous polyps, your screening should begin at age 40 instead of 45. Women, like men, are at substantial cancer risk and should not avoid screening. Although colonoscopy is the most sensitive screening test, if you are fearful or have no health insurance, a stool fit test is a reasonable option. Learn more at usdigestivehealth.com. There is nothing better than those winter nights in the gym rooting on our Red Raiders. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke, during his first term, rehabilitated Bailey Park, started working on the Uniontown section of the Sheepskin Trail, eliminated blight and rebuilding our neighborhoods, updated the parking garages, and he's working on bringing faster and more reliable internet to the city. Work has just begun, and that's why Mayor Bill Gerke is announcing his plans to run for a second term as mayor in the city of Uniontown. We are Uniontown proud, and together we can help rebuild Uniontown for the next generation. This message is paid for by Mayor Bill Gerke. You're listening to the postgame show brought to you by South Union Township Supervisor Rick Vernon. The Uniontown Red Raiders remain unblemished in the conference. Another conference victory for Uniontown, 88-38 over top of the Southmoreland Scotties. The Scotties on the season overall record still pretty strong, but that conference record now is going to be pulling them near the lower tier of the conference as we see it taking shape. Of course, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Bell Vernon Leopards also matched up tonight in another conference meeting. That one you can check out both on Facebook and on your AM dial 590 FM 101.1. We're going to take a brief pause, and we'll come back with you with our player of the game, as brought to you by Fayette County Commissioner Visides.